What a lovely, lovely day. What a lovely Thursday. I hope you're doing well out there. It seems like the stories just get crazier and crazier and things are getting wild. Today, we're going to talk about Disney doing Disney Plus AI user-generated content? What's that about, you know? We will also discuss the return of Vine? What? Vine. 6-second videos are back? What the hell? Absolutely crazy. And then we do have a couple of Marvel things to go over. So we got some more details about the Doomsday trailer. Not just the Doomsday trailer, but really what the marketing for this movie is going to be, which is pretty freaking wild. Like, I'm going to read you some quotes that people have been saying. And I mean, look, I kind of believed this already, but maybe it's kind of interesting to hear about it and actually like process it or synthesize the info. But yeah, this is probably going to be the biggest global marketing campaign in the history of superhero films. And they're going to do it for the whole year. So we'll go over the quote. 30 plus trailers seems accurate. And I think we understand a little bit more of why that is happening. And that is... that's wild. We will certainly get into all of that. And then interesting new leaks, little rumor, little rumbling out there about Sylvie and her connection to Dr. Doom. And I think what's so interesting about that is it actually explains potentially some of the stuff we've been talking about throughout the week as far as the female Dr. Dooms. Is Sylvie the green female Dr. Doom with the gold mask on? I don't know, but certainly interesting. We'll talk about that. It speaks to some possible explanations of what's going on with RDJ and Tony Stark, as the leak reveals that there is a similarity between Loki and Sylvie and Doctor Doom. So we'll get into all of that and more. Should be a good day. I don't know if we're going to be here too long. I expect maybe an hour and a half, 2-hour stream. Just kind of kicking it, go over some topics and chilling. So that's kind of the plan for today, ladies and gentle beings. There is also apparently a big old update for Arc Raiders, and apparently there's a big old update for Marvel Rivals as well. I don't know, man. Y'all been looking into that at all? Seems kind of fun. I'm kind of looking forward to getting into the Arc Raiders thing. I actually don't even know exactly what the updates are, you know, but I'm excited to get in there and check it out, and maybe we'll do a little Marvel Rivals as well. People were telling me last night in the Nerdvengers stream, I was joking when I said Sylvie Doom. Well, we'll get into it because you might have manifested something terrible into our reality. But last night people were telling me that Marvel Rivals is cooking a new mode that's like 18 versus 18 or something, and we could all, like all the members could get together and play a nice Marvel Rivals Nerdvengers on Nerdvengers game. Dude, we've done that shit before, and it is so fun. You know, we get 6 Nerdvengers on one team, 6 Nerdvengers on the other team. And for a while, I would play, and oh my God, we had such funny experiences because, you know, like when you're playing with your friends or whatever, you're playing with your community. Like, for instance, like I think I tried to solo alt either Delta Dan or Cool Bear or something, like totally a not good strategic move, but like I saw him and I was like, this is for all those times you got me in the chat, you know, boom, and solo alted. And so those kind of things make those games and playing with the community really fun. So yeah, well, maybe we'll do that whenever that mode drops. Somebody said tomorrow is the Gambit drop. That's crazy, man. I would definitely try Gambit out. Is he I haven't even looked at it. He's not a strategist, right? He's probably he's DPS, I would assume. That's 36 in one game. What? 36, 18. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. 10 game placement matches for ranked sounds really interesting. Ooh, he is a strategist? Ain't no way. Wow. Okay, so they do be doing that. Why is he a strategist? Jane's01 says, no BS. What would make you walk out of Doomsday? My name is Doom. You know, probably legit did. Probably legit walk out if I saw that. He heals and he removes effects. Okay, I guess that kind of... I don't know about that, man. The cards are healing. The cards are healing, huh? I don't know if I like that. Zombies is fun. Yeah, I never played the zombies, man. I never played the zombies mode, but I know a lot of people like it. Sydney Sweeney as Emma Frost. Marvel doesn't have the balls to do it. Dude, I would love that. Sydney Sweeney as Emma Frost would be peak casting. But yeah, I mean, as long as I get somebody that's intense, that's a total babe, like, you know, Emma. I think we're getting some Emma. Probably not in Doomsday and Secret Wars, but potentially eventually with the MCU, John, like the Mutant new reboot. Maybe we get some Emma. Twin Peaks, God damn it. Arc Raiders update today. Timmy, tell me about it. What are we getting in Arc Raiders today? Rogue is a tank, right? Is she? I mean, that makes sense. You know? They'll go with Sabrina Carpenter for Emma Frost. Please don't. Please don't do that. You see the actress Batgirl shitting on Sweeney? I mean, I saw a little bit of it. I don't really fully understand it. I think... I don't know, man. Sometimes ladies can be really cruel to each other, you know? I guess men can too. But I don't know. I didn't really look too far into it. Vince says, well, watch Dr. Disrespect for the first time. That motherfucker's still entertaining. Like, I would never admit to maybe watching some doc, you know what I mean? You should Upwork, hire artists across the globe. System of finished work. You pay, you don't have to get ripped off, plus international talent. Upwork, huh? I don't know, man. I've used some of those services before. Like, I think I find some people on Fiverr and Upwork before for sure. I had some good experience. I had some bad experience. I mean, dude, I think one of the things with just any entrepreneurism is like, dude, hiring people is so difficult. Working with people is so difficult. It's one of the most difficult parts of the job. I'm at a pretty good place now where like I've got a couple editors that I can rely on that I think are really good, including Randon, you know, member of the community. And dude, Randon he's not a classically trained editor, but like, dude, he steps up to the plate and he'll deliver some really good shit for me, which is awesome. I've been doing a lot more editing myself, you know, just because for speed more than anything. I just want speed. Like I want the videos and whatnot to get up at a timely manner and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, thanks for that. Maybe I'll look into it. Maybe. Randon! Invis got a nice buff. Okay. What's the go read the patch notes? Yeah, but is it super dry or like are the patch notes pretty decent here? Maybe there's like a YouTube video we could watch on this, huh? Is it like a quick one? Arc Raiders update. Huge nerf balance patch. Should we watch a little vid? I feel like you guys might be mad. By the way, I was talking about this on Discord, guys. I've recently discovered the burnt peanut. Do you guys watch the burnt peanut? This is fascinating to me, dude. Like, for me, this dude has kind of come out of nowhere. Let's watch the vid. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna watch this one from Cloud Plays.
Okay, then Raiders, we are back. We've got loads to talk about.
I watch this guy's Space Marine 2 update vids a lot too. Hang on.
Community unlock event, and we've also
community unlock event
array of new things such as new arc enemies, gameplay items, weapons, and so much more. So we're going to be opening up this one for you guys. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And we've also now got sugar-free tinned alternatives. Links in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout. And if you want want a free copy of the game, or if you've already got it and want some Raider tokens, then all you have to do is head down to the comments and put any coloured love heart in the comments, and it'll enter you in.
Snap!
We'll announce that one in just a few days' time. But with that being said, let's see what's happening right now in the brand new North Line update.
Tell me.
Raiders. So starting off, we received an incredible post going up on Discord from our community manager, Embark Osen, who stated Raiders beneath Speranza is a sprawling network of tunnels, and it seems some of them have been sealed off with great effort. However, the ingenuity and elbow grease, and nothing stays hidden forever. Will you join Speranza's efforts to rebuild the tunnels and connect what has been lost? Join us tomorrow for the Community Unlock event, Breaking New Ground. And they post up an incredible looking article right here showing us everything that's happening. It states right here for the Community Unlock event that on November 13th, the Community Unlock event Breaking New Ground begins. In this event, players are asked to contribute resources to the tunnel project. In Speranza, nothing comes for free, and the tunnel project is no different. Basic materials must be collected and donated for the restoration of the tunnels to reach the 5th map, Stella Montis. Any player that has played at least 5 rounds can participate in the community efforts, and the materials that will be needed are metal parts, fabric, chemicals, rubber parts, and plastic parts. But your efforts will not go unrewarded. Donations in the Breaking New Ground will earn merits, and in new event currency that will fuel the next phase of progression. While there is no cap on how many merits can be earned from material donations, additional contributions will aid Speranza in reaching Stella Montis more quickly. Once completed, the restoration of the tunnels and unlocking of Stella Montis will trigger Phase 2, staking our claim, a new progression track. This is absolutely awesome, essentially stating that we are going to be unlocking the brand new map Stella Montis, and we're going to be having to make our way there. Not only that, but we will actually have something to do with actually getting to that map location. Now, what is the map location that we're receiving? Well,
okay, stop for a second. So that's kind of cool. So it's a community event. I mean, look, I don't love the idea of giving away my resources to this community event, but at the same time, if you get it to go faster, and also if you get some kind of reward for it, that's cool. I like the community aspect of things. Like Helldivers had a lot of stuff like this, but like in Helldivers it would be like you gotta kill 1 billion aliens on this planet or whatever, right? And that is way cooler than I need to go hunt a bunch of resources. That being said, the resources here are not very valuable, so it's not like they're asking you to give valuable stuff up. I don't know, what do you guys think? It is certainly kind of interesting, right? Like it's interesting. I'll get on there later and throw some stuff up. The new arc enemies look interesting too. Say less.
You already know it's called Stella Montis. Carved deep within the northern mountains, Stella Montis tempts raiders to explore an abandoned facility that remains relatively well preserved compared to the wreckage of the lower Rust Belt. Cold and sterile, these ruins hint at what humanity left behind in its push towards the stars. Now, just in that description alone, it looks like it's going to be incredible. And we've got to make the tunnels. They show us this piece of art right here and state that the reconnection of the tunnels and Stella Montis will trigger the opening of Phase 2, staking our claim. This is a new progression track with personal rewards and challenges, and will run for a limited time until
So it's like a
December.
free little...
I'm so damn excited for this one. It essentially means
that's cool, like a free battle pass.
For the next few weeks, we're going to be running down this staking our claim, and hopefully we'll be able to experience loads more inside of Stella Montis. Moving in from that though, because that's not all that they're doing, we've got new arc enemies, gameplay items, and more. They go on to state right here that raiders who investigate Stella Montis will recover rare resources, new gameplay items, maybe even schematics for long-lost technology. The Northline update also introduces 2 new arc enemies, each bringing distinct challenges to those who are brave enough to venture topside.
I heard about this.
The Matriarch is an imposing arc machine that makes the Queen look friendly and can be found during a specific map condition. The Shredder will first appear in Stella Montis, challenging raiders to stay sharp in close quarter encounters. And we actually have a bit of gameplay about this, because my lord Scrappy posted up the most terrifying clip I think I have ever seen in my life. But yes, the Matriarch is going to be an absolutely demonic looking thing, making the Queen look like child's play. As far as the new arcs go, though, we do have the new Matriarch and the Shredder as well. Can't wait to see how they both play out. But new weapons and gameplay items will include new legendary weapons, 3 new mines, and new grenades. Now, we do have a bit of information with regards to what they actually are, thanks to, again, Scrappy. The new weapon is going to be an energy burst battle rifle, which sounds amazing. Not only that, but if you guys have been collecting those energy clips, they're going to be used up very, very soon. The impulse mine, a timed mine, and a gas jump mine. Now, we have no actual gameplay of this or what they actually look like, but we do know they are what we are receiving. Extremely, extremely exciting, and I cannot wait to see exactly how this one will play out. They go to state, though, that looking ahead is in the new Stella Montis quest. The North Line is just the beginning of the Arc Raiders post-launch roadmap. The next update, Cold Snap, arrives this December, which introduces the Flickering Flames event, a new snowfall map condition, and a weighted expedition project Raider reset, and more. My lord, they have not half-baked this in any way, shape, or form. But we are going to be having new play styles, including Lone Wolf and Trailblazer. And when is it that we're going to be able to actually do this? Well, it's going to be tomorrow morning. Here in the UK, we are looking at around 9:30 a.m. If you are looking at other times, as you can see on this post right here, it is 1:30 a.m. PT, 4:30 a.m. ET, and 10:30 a.m. CET. This is incredible, and this was all provided through IGN in terms of their timings, but I can't wait to see exactly how this one will play out. Mainly because this main matriarch just looks absolutely terrifying, let alone what it is that we're going to be doing with the Shredder. Let me know what you guys are thinking via the comment section below, because my
something
gosh,
wrong
this
with
has
the
been
stream. It's freezing.
Crazy time to be
I'll
a
see
gamer
you guys
inside
tomorrow.
of Arc Raiders. If this is the cadence that they're working at, and they're going to be updating the game and upgrading everything at this level, I can't wait to see exactly how the rest of the year plays out, let alone moving into 2026.
Yeah, facts.
But for now, we'll have to wait and see exactly how it goes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot, man. So not only do they have a big content drop today, new enemies, new weapons, a community event, but they have another event in December with 2 new classes or styles of play. Does that mean traders? I'm not really 100% sure what that means. Is that wait a minute. Does that mean the tree, the skill tree? Is that what they're saying? They're going to add 2 new elements to the skill tree? Holy shit. Is that what it is, guys? Damn, that is pretty crazy, dude. This game is kind of cooking here. Like, seriously, this game is kind of cooking here. Wow. Good for them. Good for them. Hope more stuff like that keeps happening, man. Always good to see a game that's actually doing what fans want to be succeeding. And yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's get into some other stuff here, guys, because now I definitely got to get out of here and go play some Arc Raiders. Thanks a lot for that, Tim. Appreciate it. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, and this is just one of those stories. I don't really know what to make of it just yet. We're going to go over it, and we'll make sense of it together live. But wow, wow, wee wah, Disney Plus to allow user-generated content via AI. Okay. Disney CEO Bob Iger hinted at productive conversations with unnamed AI companies that would protect IP, but add new features to studio's flagship streaming service. Wow, isn't that exactly what we want from AI? Isn't that exactly? We want to make sure it protects the IP. Okay, fills the streaming service with content. Okay. All right, what is this? Let's see what this actually is. Don't want to wait until 2027 for Frozen 3. Soon you may be able to make your own. I mean, yes. Oh boy, this is quite the thing already. I'm going to read that again. I mean, this is not so far. Remember when Russo said this 5 years ago and everybody roasted them? Don't want to wait until 2027 for Frozen 3. Soon you may not, or you may be able to make your own. On the company's fourth quarter and full year 2025 earnings conference call, Disney CEO Bob Iger said, Disney Plus is in the midst of rolling out the biggest and most significant changes from product perspective, from a technology perspective, since we launched the service in 2019. Changes will include, or at least a number of game-like features on Disney Plus through its agreement with Epic Games. Interesting. he said the Epic Games deal is actually more about Disney IP being used on the Epic platform. Oh, we're going to talk about that. I have that article pulled up right here. Don't worry, we got a lot to talk about. Features on Disney Plus through its agreement with Epic Games, and there will also be Gen AI short form user generated content on Disney Plus in the future. The other thing that we're really excited about is that AI is going to give us the ability to do is to provide users of Disney Plus with much more engaged experience, including the ability for them to create user-generated content and to consume user-generated content, mostly short form, from others, Iger confirmed. Whoa! It sounds a bit like Disney plans to encroach on OpenAI's Sora's territory, or maybe it'll just use Sora too. A bit later in the call, Iger said that Disney had a productive conversation, or have had productive conversations with unnamed AI companies, and that he hoped the studio giant could reach an agreement that would also reflect the need to protect IP. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so let's just go over this again. The other thing that we're really excited about that AI is going to give us the ability to do, I mean, that's right on Front Street. AI is going to give us the ability to do this, is provide users of Disney Plus with a much more engaged experience, including the ability for them to create user-generated content and to consume user-generated content, mostly short form, from others. Man, what? That is like a real head scratcher, dude. That is a real head scratcher. Like, look, on the one hand, this is stuff we've been talking about for some time. I think a lot of folks see the potential in AI technology to do this. You know, even before the AI thing with video games, just in general, I said that I thought one of the big problems for Disney, and I really feel this way, okay? One of the big problems for Disney over the last 5 to 10 years is that a lot of the curators of the content, which essentially operates as just a barrier to entry for, let's call them an audience with incredibly diverse opinions about all kinds of different things that are very sensitive to social signaling and all sorts of other phenomenon. It's just the case that even video games themselves give the IP a better on-ramp to the customers that desire to have experiences with it, simply because there is a lack of curators. Now, in the traditional video game world, there's still a lot of this. You still have very narrative-based games, but even within those, you have like the BioWare games, or like I remember the old BioWare games when they were actually like really solid. And what I'm talking about is like the Paragon system. Essentially, you are going to make choices in the game. You're either going to be good or you're going to be bad. And those choices are going to reflect in the story down the road. So you will have to pay consequences for things you do, bad or good, in the game, okay? But even that is a curated experience, but it's a lot more free than the experience of going into a movie theater and watching a 2 to 3 hour movie or watching a big show at home, right? I legitimately think this is an issue. And I think Disney would be smart to sort of push more user-generated experiences, because the curator is the user, right? How can the user get mad at Disney when they're the ones that are, creating the content, right? However, this feels really weird to me, and I think this is like very tone deaf for the time. And man, I just, I'm seeing a lot of that going around. I'm seeing a lot of that going around with tone deaf because, like, dude, a lot of things feel dehumanizing, and I think that's part of the reason why AI is getting attacked so much, is because it does feel dehumanizing. And when you have big CEOs like Bob Iger come out and say shit like this, it's like, how it does kind of feel like he's saying, we want to go away from this and give you user-generated Disney AI slop. You know what I mean? And that is bad, and it does feel dehumanizing, and it does feel like completely out of touch, you know what I mean, to where I think a lot of people are at right now and the things that they are personally struggling with, you know what I mean? I also think, and this is an aside to all of what I just mentioned, and that's the short form thing, that I don't understand at all. What the fuck? Short form? We're doing AI generated short form? Is that because Like, I don't understand that. Is that like an angling? Are they trying to tap into the energy of social media a bit and create like Snapchat filter trends and, you know, stuff like that, and maybe have it happen right there on the app? I don't know. This is a really, really interesting kind of a situation, right? So I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm excited about the prospect of the technology, and I think from a branding perspective, getting the curators out of the way and giving it to the user is the move, right? I get a little worried with this whole, like, protect the IP kind of stuff. What does that mean exactly? That's a little bit weird. And I would also argue the more you try to do that, the more it's going to slip through your fingers, right? But yeah, and that's kind of all that this article says here. Let's stop for a second and see what you guys think about this. But I also want to talk about this. This is the Epic deal here. And part of the reason I want to talk about this is, like, I know a little bit about this Epic deal. I can't really say too much, but I can say a little bit. And I want to talk about how this connects with that and why I think there is a future here for Disney. It's so interesting, man. Disney has been, I mean, like, I legitimately am not a fan of Disney. Okay. Like, I am not. I like the IP that they have. You know, I like the idea of, like, Walt Disney and Will Eisner, and there's some good things about Disney, but Disney has obviously done a lot of weird stuff, especially over the past 5 to 10 years. But I think some of the moves they're making in regard to this and the tech and what they're building with Epic and all that sort of stuff, it's legitimately brilliant what they're trying to do, from what I understand. So I'm excited for the prospect of that. But what do you guys think, man? You're talking about, oh, I see. It's testing less bandwidth for the shorts. Yeah. I'm so confused. Didn't you want this for Marvel and Star Wars stuff? Yes, I do want this for Marvel and Star Wars stuff, for sure. I think doing this via the Disney Plus platform right now at this time is tone deaf. That's what I'm saying, is like, I'm not anti-AI, and I think AI is like a great tool, and I think it's going to enable incredible things. And there's interesting ways to use AI that will improve the quality of life for your user. And maybe this is one of them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that this couldn't work. I'm saying at this point in time, rolling this out, especially, you think about the baggage with Bob Iger, and maybe he feels as though he's unscathed. But I thought the Ben Solo article and the whole stuff with Adam Driver and everything, I thought it was like not a great look for him, you know? And I think it really did make you think. And, you know, look, I don't want to focus on too much yesterday, but we were talking about an article, right? And, you know, an insider basically has talked about how Disney forced Marvel to release a lot of stuff way before it was ready. And this was during the Multiversal Saga stuff, right? So I'm kind of sitting back and I'm like, this dude, Bob Iger, he doesn't get it. Like, he is the pinnacle of suit. He's the pinnacle of corporate speak. He's the pinnacle of, I don't want it good, I want it Tuesday. And that philosophy has eroded the value of the brands that Disney has. And in the middle of that, to turn it over to AI user-generated stuff just feels tone deaf and potentially a huge misstep. That's what I'm saying, right? And I hope that makes sense. I don't think it fazed him. I mean, he seems rather unfazed, yes. He seems rather unfazed, and this report, the moves and the things he's saying to people at their financial calls would indicate that, yeah, he's probably unfazed, yeah. I think the short form is to limit the creation so that they don't make a better 2-hour AI movie than Disney can produce themselves. I think there could be something to that, too. I almost feel like they're trying to say, like, this is how you get to use Disney IP. This is what we're going to allow you to do with AI and Disney IP. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just seeing some icebergs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just seeing some icebergs here. I'm like, I don't know about all that. Usually listen overnight shift, but fuck it, we live. Oh, I'm glad you're able to make it, man. Welcome. Congratulations. Congrats to you, I guess. No, but thank you and welcome. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. They want a reason to jack up Disney Plus's prices. Maybe. I don't really see it that way. I think those prices are probably going to be risen. I think they're going up either way, man. This feels a little bit different for me. But let's now connect it to the Epic deal. Okay, so Again, huge silver lining here. This is potentially awesome, and I think in the future, and who knows, you know, when is the future? Is it next year? Is it a couple of years from now? Is it 3 years from now? I think it's possible in the future that if this Epic Disney deal goes the way I think it will go, you and I, literally, you and I, chat, will be spending a ton of time in this sort of persistent world thing that they're building. Okay, so I want to take you back. Let's take them back to the 90s. Or rather, February of 2024. So, Disney and Epic to create expansive and open game and entertainment universe connected to Fortnite. Today, Epic Games and Walt Disney Company are announcing that they will collaborate on an all-new open, persistent, and social universe. An all-new open, persistent, and social universe that will bring Disney stories and experiences to life. Interoperating with Fortnite and its more than 100 million active players and creators. In addition to being a world-class gaming experience, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with content. Characters, stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Players, gamers, and fans will be able to create their own stories and experiences, express their fandom in a distinctly Disney way, and share content with each other. This will all be powered by Unreal Engine. Disney will also invest $1.5 billion to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games alongside the multi-year project. The transaction is subject to customary closing conditions, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I think it all went through. Pretty sure it all went through. And so what this is, or let me tell you what, I'll just tell you this. I heard some things. I really cannot say anything about it other than it all sounds absolutely incredible. And I think Epic is looking at the gaming space overall right now, and I think they are selecting things that people really enjoy currently about different kinds of games. And I think they are trying to sort of overlay some of those concepts into this sort of Disney live service ecosystem. And I'm like, from everything I heard, I was like, dude, that sounds lit. Oh my God, if they're going to be able to do that. And it's all about execution, of course. Like, it's going to depend on, do they get enough money for it? Is the development team on point? You know, all that sort of stuff. Because I think it's multiple things, right? You can even see here, they have like multiple things. I think it's going to be multiple worlds. So that means probably multiple dev teams and then, you know, integrating and working together. But trust me, what I heard about this is absolutely incredible. I do wonder how Disney Plus will be actually connected to it. I have some concepts and some ideas on how that could all work. But this is like kind of secretly the best thing that Disney has going for it. And to be honest with you, right now, it kind of seems like the box office and the movie-going experience is certainly struggling. And maybe the truth is Disney needs to rethink how their movies interact with the rest of their downwind profitability, like all the pipeline that they've created. How does the films and theatrical actually tie into that whole ecosystem? But it is very possible that they are actually less concerned with that they're actually more concerned with the IP and what it can do, especially in this sort of next phase of entertainment. Again, you look at the language that they've been using, and it certainly feels like they are aware that it needs to be in the hands of the users, that the curators and the people that they hire to make this stuff have become a liability and a barrier to entry for the people that want to experience this IP. The language is pretty clearly saying that. So to me, I'm like, dang, yo, like, this could actually work. Like, we're at a place right now where, like, I feel like Disney's in some real trouble. But at the end of the day, if they pull this off, it's all going to be fine. And I would be really interested to see how the theatrical stuff would adjust in this new world, right? That's also a really interesting element of it. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this? It's Def Club Penguin at Disney/Epic. Also been here a year plus. Appreciate you, honey boo boo. Much love. And yeah, something like that seems accurate. This skin on Arc Raiders reminds me of a guardsman from Warhammer. Ooh, okay, yeah, definitely have to look into that. Disney stock is down 10% today. What? Hey, no way, really? Is there any particular reason why, or is like the whole economy going up in smoke? What's going on with that? Let's find out. Or are you just fooling? Oh my God. Why? Oh, because of this results. Okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's see here. Let's see what the deal was. But yeah, 10 is tough, man. That is very tough. I wonder if did this AI thing just really not go over well with people? Because, the other thing that's going on with AI, because everybody knows that, like, AI is obviously a part of the future for all of this stuff. But there is an argument to be made that the current way AI is being valued by certain people on Wall Street, et cetera, is overinflated, Kind of reminds me of, the internet bubble, which was crazy. I mean, what's the guy's name that used to own the Mavs? Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, guys, a lot of his, like, early wealth literally came from, he had a website that streamed video, and people were, like, figuring out what the internet was, and they saw that it had all this infinite potential. Somebody literally paid him billions of dollars for that website that ran video on it, and then it, like, went completely bankrupt, right? But I say that to say that, like, when these things happen, there's a large speculative bubble, and people are trying to capture the next big thing and get market share on that, or potentially, it's so crazy, dude. Crazy. I don't really see why people are not liking the results. I mean, I guess did they miss on some things, We didn't really look into the full details of it, but maybe they missed. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. Earnings per share was actually up. So was revenue. Net income, blah, blah, blah. Company's overall revenue, blah, blah, blah. Slightly less. Okay, so rev was down, actually. 22.46, 22. Oh, 7. Sure. So rev was slightly down. A lot of momentum. I don't understand. I don't know why people aren't liking it. Maybe they heard the Doomsday leaks, and they're like, I don't know about that shit, brother. I don't know about that shit. Linear TV is down 20% in revenue. You think that's why? New Odyssey tease on the Empire magazine. I saw that. Shit looks cool, man. I saw it. Shit looks cool. We are so screwed. AI going to use us for fuel. I mean, maybe. We'll see. Maybe they'll be nice to us. Just go to Yahoo Finance. They have 1 million articles. Def part of it. Yeah, no, I looked at the finance article. Parks operating income was relatively flat. Are people really using Vine again? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Let's look at the Vine thing. Vine. Yo, wait, what? Vine. All right, this is kind of crazy. So a Vine reboot called Divine has been launched. Funded by Jack Dorsey, includes over 100,000 videos from Vine's archive. Users can upload 6-second videos. AI-generated content is not allowed. Oh! Shots fired across the bow. Disney Plus is going to have AI-generated shorts. Vine says no. That's kind of wild. By the way, my favorite Vine was the Jesus Takes the Wheel Vine, where Jesus actually, like, comes up on roller skates and, like, comes into the car and takes the wheel. It's just so funny. So, what a world. Divine. 6-second videos. Do you think this will work? Or is this a fart in the wind, chat? Should I get on Vine? Should I become a Vine star? I mean, technically didn't the Logan brothers start as Vine stars? They were into it, yeah? 6'7"? My God, bro. Dorsey's a fool. What? Harris Heller did too. He came from Vine too? Wow, okay. Yeah, he probably mentioned that before. Vine was fun. The attention spans of kids now, you have to do shorts now. Well, this isn't shorts. This would be Vines. Or maybe D-Vines. I don't know how to say it. You had me at 6-second Marvel Vines. I could do some 6-second Marvel Vines, man. Like Dr. Doom reveals himself and it's Miss Marvel, and I record myself throwing my popcorn and walking out of the theater. Could probably get that in about 6 seconds. Him and his wife are a musical act. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Finally getting my employment insurance. Huge day for the unemployed. Nice, man. Good for you. Vine came out when I was in high school. Great timing. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I would be interested. I've been thinking about doing some skits anyways. I don't know. I'm just a really jokey person. And so I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I could just like do some skits. You know, I already have a lot going on, but dude, I like trying new things, you know? Yeah, challenge myself, so yeah, it could be cool. Fallout trailer, dude. The Fallout trailer looks incredible. I can't watch it on here though. They'll take the whole. They don't play nice. Amazon, and they got to figure this out before the Warhammer show. Look, Jeff Bezos, you got to figure this out before the Warhammer show. But they are terrible, dude. Any music, any little scene, dude, they're gonna come for you. What a bummer. You can also have it as a series, like a continuing story. Yes. I've thought about that too. Yeah. Does Zootopia 2 outgross Wicked at the box office? I'm not really sure. I'm not really paying attention. I know people are excited for both. I think they're both going to do pretty well. Aren't they both Disney? So, you know, that's probably good for Disney a little. Are you covering the Games Workshop 10 million story? I mean, I don't know that. I don't think our people would really care too much about it, Adam. It is kind of interesting. I'll tell you what I think about it, though. I think that's pretty wild, man. Like, so they actually did settle and get over 10 million. And so if the TLDR guys is like Games Workshop, their main source of revenue is selling their models. That's actually why. And like I said, I have all these videos about how like Warhammer is going to take over Marvel and stuff like that. Well, one of the things that makes Warhammer, or rather the company that owns Warhammer Games Workshop, one of the things that makes them so valuable, because again, they are valued at over $5 billion in market cap, which is more than what Disney paid for Star Wars. It is more than what Disney paid for Marvel. The reason why, guys, is because so Marvel and Star Wars sell a lot of licenses. There are a lot of toys for sure as a huge part of their revenue, but they sell licenses. Games Workshop literally produces the main purchased thing. Like, they actually produce it. So it would be a little bit like if Marvel Legends was actually produced by Marvel, and there was like a viable way to make Marvel Legends figures more than just figures, right? That's the that's part of why they're so valuable, is because like companies look at that and they're like, wait a minute, so you're doing this much revenue right now, you've never had a Hollywood adaptation for your IP, and you're doing this much revenue just literally selling these little plastic figures to people? What? Like, that's crazy, okay? But the sort of flip side of that is there are a lot of businesses, and especially with like 3D printing and AI and frankly just a lot of tech, a lot of people are then able to rip off GW and essentially cut into that exact golden goose, like to sell figures, sell 3D printed figures or whatever, that are using the GW license. That's the really gray area, tricky part, right? That are using Games Workshop stuff and selling it. So Games Workshop filed this massive lawsuit. It actually really ruffled a lot of feathers in the community. It was something like 60,000 different people got sued. It might have been even more than that. And, you know, some of them got like released from the case and some of them actually had to pay. But by and large, they won the cases off of the big people. The thing that was crazy is they froze the assets of those people too, which I don't even know how that's possible, but like, damn, dude, England doesn't play. Although this was an American court that sort of did this. It's pretty wild. No, 60,000 per suit, totaling 10 million. Oh, it's 60,000 per suit. So what was it? So how many people was it then? How many people? Have we watched the Warhammer 40,500 Worlds trailer? Yeah, we have. But I'll watch it again. As a Brit, I really want to get into Warhammer. Yeah, I would say you kind of have to. It's like kind of the coolest thing you guys got going on. No offense. No offense, because I think it's awesome. So hell yeah. Honestly, just say you want... What the hell? Oh, you deleted that? Watch it again. Should we watch it again? You guys want to watch this? Do you know what would be kind of fun? I thought about doing this for the stream, but I actually thought people would be pissed if I did this. I was going to do a stream where we break down a bunch of Warhammer trailers, because we can watch the trailer and then we can actually like break down some of the cool stuff. Because it is awesome. 500 words. The Primarch Reborn. Oh, let's watch the 4K version, huh? Valrak has a 4K version of this, John. Where's it at? Which is such a fun idea, too. I mean, it didn't like crush in views, but like just upscale it to 4K. That's pretty smart. Don't worry, we'll restart it. So much aura!
The Primarch Reborn demands the impossible.
Hell yeah.
They await your presence, my lord. He commands us to reconquer the 500 worlds of Ultramar.
Also, Titus is getting a little lippy here. I don't love it.
In the 10,000 years between his death and rebirth, how many worlds have been scoured by the archenemy? Devoured by the monsters of the hive mind, sacrificed on the altar of Exterminatus. He is a demigod out of time, fighting for a golden age that can never dawn again.
Getting a little lippy.
Welcome home. Rise, Demetria Titus, Master of the Watch, Captain of the Second Company.
Damn!
Warden of Ultramar!
Ultramar!
The Primarch Reborn demands the impossible. But only in death does duty end.
Hell yeah.
Right. Reborn.
Okay, let's go through all of this stuff. I'll just kind of break it down. So this is the Ultramarines, one of the chapters of the Space Marines. If you've played the Space Marine games, that's what it is.
Demands the impossible.
The dialogue here is Titus saying the Primarch Reborn demands the impossible. Okay, the Primarch Reborn is Rebute Gilliman, son of the Emperor, who was dead for 10,000 years and was resurrected kind of like by the Emperor. There's like a lot of stuff that happens. It's like there's this armor, Belisarius Call. I believe there's a witch, an Eldari witch, and some other interesting things that were going on. But essentially, 10,000 years ago, after the Horus Heresy, Gilliman was wounded and was going to die, and he literally calls out into the warp for his father to save him, and his father does save him, and then he's put into stasis for 10,000 years, and then he's reborn. Now, when Titus is saying the Primarch Reborn demands the impossible, he's talking about the 500 worlds of Ultramar. So Ultramar is a portion of space where the Ultramarines kind of established their domain. When the Horus Heresy was going on, before the Horus Heresy, actually, the Great Crusade, essentially what was happening was big, massive armies of Space Marines, which usually were led by the Primarch, are out there conquering worlds. And then as they conquered worlds, they would recruit from the worlds for their aspirants, for the Space Marines. So essentially, like, they kind of carve out these domains for themselves. And Ultramar was just sort of very gifted. There was a lot of things going right for the Ultramarines, mostly that all of those worlds were heavily populated with a lot of recruits for the aspirants. So Rabute Gilliman and Ultramar eventually carve out 500 worlds, which made up the domain of Ultramar. And so Titus, who in the Space Marine games, of course, is like, he's a captain and then he's demoted because people think he's fooling around with heresy and the warp magic shenanigans, right? This shows that after his time on the Watch and after the events of Space Marine 2, maybe Space Marine 3, I don't know. This might be what Space Marine 3 is, actually. But what you've seen is he's retained his title. He's now in charge of the second company of that chapter of Space Marines, of the actual Ultramarines, which is really interesting. And this is some kind of servitor dude, maybe a tech priest of sorts. He's probably a navigation specialist, to be honest with you, which is a whole other crazy thing in Warhammer. There are these nav priests that literally all go to the Emperor at one point, stand before him and have their eyes burnt out by his glorious light. But what that then allows them to do is actually see the light of the Astronomicon in the warp. And it allows them to travel through warp space. So let's see if this guy's eyes are covered.
They await your presence, my lord.
Can't really see, so either some kind of servitor or
Commands
navigation
us
guy.
to reconquer the 500 worlds of Ultramar.
And these are relics, and like, you know, like everything in Warhammer, relics are a super important part of this. So these are the skulls of fallen heroes of Ultramar, which they believe is imbued with some kind of power. All of the candles, everything is highly ritualized. The soldiers stand as knights in their armor and act in unison as a part of their discipline.
In the 10,000 years between his death and rebirth, how many worlds have been scoured by the archenemy?
Okay, so what he's talking about here is like, this is why it's impossible. The Primarch Reborn, Rabute Gilliman, says you got to go reconquer the 500 worlds of Ultramar. So the reason that's crazy is what Titus is saying here is like, this dude's been dead for 10,000 years. How many of those 500 worlds were scoured by the archenemy? That's chaos. That's the demons, right?
Devoured by the monsters of the hive mind.
Devoured by the monsters of the hive mind. That means the Tyranids. Tyranid is like a eldritch horror version of like the Flood from Halo. Really, really crazy.
Sacrificed on the altar of Exterminatus.
Now, Exterminatus is crazy. Exterminatus is we're going to take out our own planet. And so sometimes, like, as the hive mind of the Tyranids, if a Tyranid fleet is moving through the galaxies, and let's say it's conquering a world and spreading to this world and spreading to this world, sometimes the Emperor, and I guess it's really the Imperium and the High Lords of Terra, they will order Exterminatus. They'll nuke all those planets, and they nuke all the planets surrounding them, so that there's nowhere for the Hive Fleet to go to get resources. So it's a little bit of like in Russia when they were burning all of their villages as they were retreating further in when they were facing Napoleon. It's like a similar idea, right? Like, just don't give them anything. But that's what Exterminatus is.
He is a demigod out of time, fighting for a golden age that can never dawn again.
Yeah, and that's like, dude, that's some straight heresy. Like that, I don't know. Like, you're getting lippy, but this is some straight heresy. He's saying that the Primarch, Rabute, is out of time, and he's longing for a golden age that will never come back. Basically saying, like, what happened before the Horus Heresy, like, that'll never come back. We're never going to go back to that golden age. He's so fixated on it, and I don't think it'll ever happen.
Welcome home. Right.
By the way, these bolds here indicate years of service. It is interesting that Titus has 400 years of service, and his mentor has the same amount.
D23 Titus, Master of the Watch, Captain of the Second Company, Warden of Ultramar.
The Primarch reborn demands the impossible. But only in death does duty end.
Hell yeah. Super cool. Sorry, I probably yapped about that a little bit too much, but hell yeah, man. I love that Warhammer shit, man. Hell yeah, I'm all about that. Okay, should we talk about the Marvel stuff, and then we'll get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen? Also, is the stream okay? It's looking a little on my end. Is it okay? Are we glitching? Do we have any lag or anything like that? Sorry, I was yapping for a while. Josh, what happened in the Warhammer that made you say, "You son of a beach, I'm in"? What happened in Warhammer that made you... Oh, like when I was getting into it? So... It was just like, basically, like I would start hearing these little things, and I'm like, that's kind of dope. That's kind of badass. And then I would like dig a little bit deeper, and I'd be like, yo, that's kind of dope. Like, that's kind of badass. Now, a lot of this was around the time that I was getting in. There was the Magic the Gathering Warhammer decks. And I watched a lot of like YouTubers and people, content creators. They were breaking down like what the cards meant, like where the lore from them was. And I was like, yo, like what? Like, that's crazy. So like, for instance, the Necrons. And I was like, yo, the Necrons look cool. What's their deal? They have metal bodies. They're immortal. They all gave their souls up to some space gods back in the day for revenge. They got their revenge, but they became mostly soulless immortal husks with crazy technology. At one point in the galaxy, they saw things go in a bad way and decided to take a 60 million year long nap. And they just literally chilled out for 60 million years. Now they're waking up all around the galaxy and saying like, yo, this planet's ours, you know? So, yeah, pretty cool. Have you seen the meme? Titus is just a rip. Yeah. I've seen those memes. Yeah. I'm confused with Warhammer. Is it a show, a movie, a game? Where do I start with? Books, graphic novels? Whew, I mean, that is the question, brother. So Warhammer is a universe, a hobby, an IP. It all started in 1987. It was very different back then, but it's been built upon year after year after year. And it's gotten to the point now that there are over 600 novels, thousands of short stories. There are 10 different editions of the game, with every army having its own codex, which has lore. The rule books have lore. The video games have lore. The animations have lore. We had a little argument about this yesterday, actually. Where I had said on the stream yesterday that I thought Warhammer was the final boss of nerdy things, right? I think that's the way I worded it. It's the most nerdy thing, has the most lore. So, member of the community, Philip, shout out to Philip, yesterday in the chat was like, I'm watching the stream and there's no way this has more lore than Tolkien. So I hit up a good friend of mine, Matt from Nerd of the Rings. Who better to call about this than Matt from Nerd of the Rings, okay? And so, like, I hit him up, and we had a conversation about it, and I shared the results of that conversation with you guys. And even Matt, who is a Tolkien head, is like, dude, yeah, Warhammer just has so much more lore. Now, to be fair, Matt, of course, said that it's incredible what Tolkien was able to do as one individual, and he built something that has a lot more quality throughout than Warhammer. You know, whenever you get to 600 novels, there's no way all of them are going to be the quality of like Tolkien's work, right? And that's absolutely fair. But just by its nature, and it's somewhat of a unique entity, I think, because of the gaming element, really. you know? So because of that, I think that it's just become so vast, man. It's so big. It's the most vast with the most depth of any lore I've ever encountered. And that's part of the charm. It's part of the charm. So the answer is there's no good place to start. Just jump in and start swimming. Patty poop! I have not played Dispatch, but I would like to. I'm buying a new PC, and so maybe I can play. I could probably run it on this one, to be honest with you. But yeah, maybe we'll do a whole stream where I run through all the. How long does it play to, or how long does it take to play through it? Because there's a lot of them, right? So potential the brands being saved overall has more of a chance with than in Disney's hands. I mean, sometimes I joke about that, man. I don't know that I actually seriously think that, but like, yes, there's a Disney problem. Like Disney has problems, and I don't know how much they're actually doing to address those problems. Yes. Okay, let's go over a couple stories. 2 hours each. 8 episodes. Damn. It's kind of a commitment, no? Okay. Let's talk about this. Now, something that's going to happen technically before Warhammer takes off and becomes the next big freaking thing is Avengers Doomsday. And we've been talking about this Avengers Doomsday trailer and just what they're doing with Doomsday overall. But man, oh man, you hear some of these reports out there, you hear what people are saying, and it's like, damn, dude, like, this is really crazy. So this is Majestic here. And it says here, the filming of Avengers Secret Wars would have been moved to June 2026. This is translated, so there might be a slight mistranslation here. While Avengers Doomsday will take a pause in December of this year and resume in March, and probably will stop filming in May. During that time, Marvel could add new actors to the cast, adjusting the filming and promotion schedule. It is estimated that the big official cast could be revealed around March 2026. On the 26th, wow. Doomsday continues to be shaped as the biggest superhero production ever seen, with Alan Silvestri returning for the soundtrack and Dr. Doom and Evans at the forefront, okay? And there's something else here that I want to put up on the screen. Give me just a second here. Let me find this quote. We know that Campia was talking about 30 different trailers, which sounds freaking wild, you know? But check this out, dude. Like, this is like some insider stuff that people are talking about here. Marvel Studios is planning the largest marketing campaign in superhero cinema history for Avengers Doomsday in 2026. After years of inconsistent box office results, the studio aims to reclaim its dominance by focusing on key markets like Brazil while viewing China as an unpredictable territory. The campaign will center around Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, with the rest of the cast in supporting roles. That sounds really smart, too. Marvel expects their return to help the film surpass $1.5 billion in earnings. Reportedly, more than 30 trailers and teasers have been produced, with several set to be released throughout 2026. Wow, wee wow, okay? So I want to put this all together here, okay? So you look at the report here from Majestic. What he is saying is this movie's going to take a break from filming in December, and it will be back filming in March to May, and then June is likely when they kick off the filming for Secret Wars. So next year, by the way, next year might be the craziest year of content I'll ever have, because part of the year will be covering Doomsday, but part of the year is going to be covering Secret Wars. Do you realize that? Like, Secret Wars is going to start filming in June. You think we're going to get a few leaks about Secret Wars? You think we're going to get a few rumors about Secret Wars? You think we'll get a couple little teases here and there about Secret Wars? Dude, next year's going to be nuts. Like and subscribe. So let's just talk about what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I mean, so first thing, this teaser trailer, whatever it ends up being, will likely be shown the weekend of December 4th through the 7th. There is a CCXP in Brazil. What did this article literally just say? I'll read it to you. After years of inconsistent box office results, the studio aims to reclaim dominance by focusing on key markets like Brazil. Okay, so CCXP Brazil, the weekend of the 4th to the 7th, which will be my birthday weekend. And if that shit drops on my birthday, I don't know. I mean, we'll definitely cover it, but we might have to like do it the next day or something. I would imagine it would be that Saturday, which is unfortunately, I think, when is that when my birthday? God damn it. When is the 5th? Now I got to look at this. Now I'm all discombobulated because I really want to just go watch. That's a Friday. They'll probably drop it Saturday, right? We're probably good. I'm going to manifest that they don't drop it on Friday so that I can watch the Tarantino John and have a really nice birthday not making content, and then flip up a stream Saturday and we'll talk about it all and all that. So that'll be really crazy. But guys, just walk with me on this. It feels as though we're a few weeks away from legit first rumblings, first look. People probably have fan cams of the footage. Maybe they released some of it. I'm not really sure. But that trailer is going to start being seen that weekend. And then the official trailer is going to drop at the end of December. Okay, so you got a little like 1-2 punch thing going on in December where like early December, we're going to talk all about it. Oh my God, it's going to be crazy. Then a couple of weeks from there, we'll all have seen it. That shit's going to be wild, dude. We'll all have seen it. We'll talk about it. And that's when we'll really start cooking the video series and some of the other stuff that we've been building for next year, right? Because at that point, we'll know. But then they take a break. They're gonna be filming Doomsday again at the beginning of the year. So that means even more leaks, even more rumors, discussions of what characters they're adding. Oh, they didn't film Wolverine, but all of a sudden they might have put Wolverine in the movie. Like stuff like that's going to be happening then. 30 different trailers dropping throughout the year of 2026 as Marvel builds up even more. The Daredevil show, the Punisher show, like I would imagine there's going to be stuff that they're building around it to go into Spider-Man. Okay. Then in June, for months and months and months, Secret Wars will be filming, and all sorts of information and leaks and rumors is going to start coming out about Secret Wars as they're dropping more of the 30 trailers, as they're also promoting Spider-Man Brand New Day. Then we get into summer. They're likely going back to San Diego Comic-Con, where they're going to drop the next biggest trailer for Avengers Doomsday. And then we're 6 months away from one of the craziest, biggest fucking movies they've ever cooked up in the genre, while we're also learning about the movie that we're about a year and a half away from that might be even wilder. This is crazy, dude. Like, this is absolutely nuts. And I just think that after everything that's happened and where Marvel is currently at, I strongly feel that this is a good idea. I feel this is a good idea. You can kind of see here. I mean, look, can I just say what I think's going on here? Bob Iger, so I like Jeff Snyder. I subscribe to Jeff Snyder's newsletter, okay? But I'm going to tell on Jeff Snyder a little bit, because Jeff Snyder said not once, but several times that he thought Bob Iger would not be pleased if there was only one Marvel movie in 2027 and then 25% of a Sony movie. That's basically what Spider-Man is, okay? So when I heard that and shit, I was like, oh, yeah, that's probably true. And yet, I don't think we're seeing too much movement on that. I think this was literally Feige, the Russos, and everybody over there just kind of like standing up to this dude and being like, dude, this is the way we get it back. I'm sick of you fucking with our shit. I'm sick of you trying to force all this stuff out. I'm making 2 movies in the next 2 years, and they're going to be the biggest, craziest movies you've ever fucking seen, and they're going to completely change the game. That's kind of what I'm sensing from this place. And as Bob is on the way out too, like this is the time to sort of plant your flag in the ground and to make that big move so that the next person coming in understands that you know what the hell is going on. And beyond that, I just think, like, for me personally, I love Thunderbolts. I love Fantastic Four. Captain America, Brave New World, we don't have to speak about. But the current Marvel formula that's been going on for the past 3 to 4 years, which has really felt like piecemealing, it is like, we have all this cool shit, we have all these connections, there's all this stuff, and man, wait till the next one, or wait till you get the tease for the next thing, or like the post-credit scene to this, that, second, and the third. Like, I am kind of over that. And I think the move is to just build actual event stories. Go crazy. Go put everything you have into it. Stop holding back. Stop piecemealing stuff out. Stop worrying about the next thing, the next sequel, the next franchise, the next phase. Stop worrying about all of that and deliver the fucking goods. Give us two of the most ambitious, incredible comic book movies we've ever seen. And I truly feel as though a lot of Marvel fans will come back. Right now, guys, real talk, we're in kind of a smaller group. You know, we're the people that, despite everything, still are holding on to hope and still believe that this thing could be really, really good. And I think a lot of people are like on the fence. They're not quite there. That's not to say that they're totally checked out, but a lot of skepticism, and I think that is fair after the last few years, okay? I'll speak for myself. Being here, being in this space, still loving Marvel, being a Marvel head, and seeing the potential of what they have, I do want them to get back to form, man. I do. And I do want them to reign and be on top once again. And I think this could actually be a way to do that. The other thing that makes this really wild is the story we talked about yesterday with the Russo brothers. So the Russo brothers, right? I mean, they're the Russo brothers. We love them. It was a shame that they went away. It seems like they, had a little trouble on their own. Marvel had a little trouble without them. It's so glad that the band is back together again. But the story from yesterday is that the Russos are back as a member of Parliament, meaning they are in that room. They are the sort of story crafters of how Marvel will approach things moving forward. And there are a lot of reasons as to why the Russos are very valuable in that regard. But think about how that ties into what we're talking about here with this trailer, this marketing campaign, and these two movies. If this works, if they blow our hair back, then Marvel can come out in 2027. Maybe, even 2028, I guess, after it's all said and done. But they can literally come out and be like, hey, how about Doomsday and Secret Wars? Pretty cool. Well, we got the X-Men coming up, and of course, the Russos are here to help us cook. Like, come on, man. Like, that would be the way forward. Look, obviously, I did not have a great time in 2025. I felt like the 9 projects, which I guess became 8 projects, I felt as though while I understood the desire from Kevin to not shelve anything and to give the creators their due, and I've actually come to believe personally that a lot more of the hangups and the failure of that is actually on Disney and Bob Iger. I don't know if that's true. That's just how I personally feel with the new information I'm getting. Despite all of that, I still think they have a chance to recover and turn it around. I don't know if I could say the same for Star Wars. Thinking of Star Wars in this exact scenario, I mean, isn't it interesting to juxtapose the two strategies? I mean, Kathy's strategy is like they're doing the Levy movie, a Rey movie, a Kinberg trilogy that's going to focus on the sequel trilogies. The Doomsday strategy is to lean on Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and make all the Avengers that we don't really even like side characters. That's legit. That's what we read. That's what we're reading. And they're spending so much money on this, dude. They're going to make 2 movies that are going to blow us the fuck away. Even if we don't love them, I think we're going to come out being like, damn, that was crazy, And Star Wars is just so far away from that. I truly feel bad for Star Wars fans because, this is not it, dude. What they're trying to do is not it. And I'm more optimistic about the Levy movie than a lot of other people's, but that movie already wrapped, apparently. And I'm not saying every Star Wars movie should do what Doomsday did and film for 8 years. But at some point, if it feels like a quick cash grab money thing, and then they wrap in 3 months. You know what I mean? And again, man, I'd love to be wrong, Sean. I'm sorry. I'd love to be wrong. I hope your shit is top notch, brother. I hope that shit rips. I hope we love it. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying what it is. Like, this is not the same. These two studios are not the same. And that's because one is run by the GOAT and one is run by Kathleen Kennedy. And again, look, I owe Kathleen Kennedy an apology, but at the same time, she has resided over all of this. She is still incredibly culpable for this. And I don't think she's the person to take it to the next level, period. Right? So damn, this is crazy. So that's all. I just wanted to talk about the trailer a little bit and what we're about to go through, guys. Well, we're about to go, and a lot of people don't even see it. Like, there were people that told me, like, you really think a trailer's coming? I'm like, yeah, I think maybe 30 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, people didn't even believe me that they're going to kick off this marketing and we're going to see these trailers in just a couple of weeks, right? So yeah, this is wild. What do you guys think of this? What are your thoughts? Fuck Star Wars. Every time he talks about Star Wars, I leave. So bye. Oh, sorry, bud. Blow our muffin cap bag. Oh, hell yeah. I'm waiting for the day to be really bored to watch Captain America: Brave New World. Oh God, I just really didn't like it. You know. Don't know what they were thinking about releasing Cap 4 without Steve. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Tough one. It obviously didn't go well. Read New J.O. Legacy of the Force, Fate of the Jedi, if you want to know the true continuation of Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, all those stories and characters are awesome, but if they're not going to do anything with them, you know what I mean? Then it's like we're not using the juice. Like, you've got some juice, and you're not using the juice. The Starfighter bait and switch will be the end of KK's reign. Maybe Sean can actually cook. I don't know. Who do you think will be the last shot of Doomsday trailer after the title? Is there going to be a last shot after the title? That's a very specific question. I have no idea. Magneto would be kind of lit, though. Magneto would be kind of cool. Yeah, it hurts, Josh. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I think the one thing that I would say for Star Wars is, like, it's still Star Wars, and maybe they can slowly turn it around. Maybe they can, because KK is on the way out, and if Dave and Carrie have better ideas and get better people on board, it's also possible they get some momentum. But damn, dude, like, it just feels like these are just different ball clubs, you know? Different management, different ball clubs, different cultures. And arguably both have the same ownership. They've had to deal with the same shitty owners, you know? And, yeah. Yeah, really still hoping for Starfighter. You must be Cowboy fans with all that delusion. Oh, my God. Dustin, you find a new way to shit on Star Wars fans every day, bro. It's kind of impressive. Like, it's kind of impressive. The ability to continue to shit all over the Star Wars fans. Okay, we got one more story for today. I think it's a little juicy too, boys. I think it's a little juicy. Anything else we want to say about the trailers and all that? Anything else you want to say about the Doctor Doom Doomsday trailers? What do you think? Eventually, Star Wars will hit and drop smoother than Rogue One. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe. To be fair, Star Wars fans are probably waiting for the day Marvel fails and hoping Doomsday flops so Marvel fans can feel the same pain Disney caused. To be fair, Star Wars fans are probably waiting for the day Marvel fails. Yeah, I mean, there's probably some of that energy out there. By the way, I see a lot of you logging into... well, Ryan, you just logged into Snap. You were playing Arc Raiders, and you got me mad jealous, so... Okay, all right, already. Check this out, man. I think this is pretty cool. I potentially, it could also connect into some of the things we've been discussing with regards to some of the female variants of Doom and shit, right? So check this out. Report, Sylvie's connection to Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday could explain their unexpected alliance. Oh, wow, wee-wah. Wow, what does that mean? A new leaked report, and this comes from Majestic, a new leaked report from Marvel's Avengers Doomsday reveals Dr. Doom and Sylvie will share similar backstories, which could explain why Sylvie ends up trusting him at first in the movie. Sylvie will have the chance to save the person she loves, someone who sacrificed themselves to ensure her happiness, but to do so, she must betray her beliefs and trust someone she never thought she would. Dr. Doom. Doom would manipulate her by making her believe he can't help her free or save Loki, Tom Hiddleston, leading her collaborate with him. However, when Sylvie discovers the truth, she turns against Doom, confronts him in a fight, and is defeated. In an emotional twist, Loki forgives Sylvie, understanding the pain and motives behind her actions. It's also said that Doom may absorb part of Loki's power, causing the God of Mischief to lose his time-shifting abilities. Dr. Doom will completely destroy the TVA in Avengers Doomsday. Will also be the death of an Avenger, serving as a sacrifice to save Sylvie. Wonder who that could be. In the film, the TVA assembles a team of variant heroes, including Captain Carter, Deadpool, Wolverine, Laura Kinney. Sylvie will guide the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and the X-Men on matters related to the Time Variance Authority. Wow. Okay, so let's go back through that and let's really get deep on this, okay? First of all, are we good here? You guys can see all that, read all that? Okay, so let's go through this. Sylvie will share similar backstories to Doom, which could explain why Sylvie ends up trusting him in the first movie. So wait a minute. What's that mean, chat? What's that refer to, chat? What's that about, chat? That's about variance. Okay? Sylvie is, of course, a variant of Loki. But beyond just being a variant of Loki, right? She's a variant of Loki that has had it very hard. You know, this is part of the tension between them. Like at this moment, right, in the Loki show, she's like literally telling dude, I've been hunted my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a Loki like me. I've literally been hunted my entire life. You have had it cushy. And we do learn more about this from the other Loki variants. Like, yeah, like our Loki probably had it like kind of easy compared to the other ones. So if that is a similar thing to Doctor Doom, then there's only two options. Only two options. One, that Doctor Doom is a variant of Tony Stark, which a lot of people have said is not true, but I guess it could be true. Or Tony Stark is a variant of Doctor Doom. And I think either way, it's probably that. And I think it's just like Sylvie was mistreated, was always on the run, never had a real life. I think Doom will be in a similar boat. Like Doom was also sort of scorned and has been on the run or been trying to sort stuff out, you know, kind of going from universe to universe, dealing with shit because he was not given a good life. Like He Who Remains and the multiverse itself didn't prioritize him having a good life. So he had a bad life. Now, of course, what I think this is that the old Tony Stark boy, you know, our DJ, my feeling is that he is a variant of Doctor Doom. And hang on one second. Okay. Am I allowed to say this? Yo, Majestic, are you watching right now? Am I allowed to say this? Majestic! Tony Stark was always a variant of Victor Von Doom. As your boy called last July. In an emotional twist, Oh, let's read this part. Let's read this part. Doom would manipulate her by making her believe he can help her free or save Loki, leading her to collaborate with him. However, when Sylvie discovers the truth, she turns against Dr. Doom, confronts him in a fight, and is defeated. Okay. Let's just say, hey, relax. Everybody relax. Doom will manipulate her by making her believe that he can help free or save Loki. So he's going to say to her, Loki's at the end of time. He made this ultimate sacrifice. I can help him. I can restore order to the multiverse so he doesn't have to sit there anymore, and then you guys can be together. And she's going to acquiesce. Yeah. So then she's going to discover the truth, and she turns against Doom. Now, this echoes something we talked about yesterday. Okay? And what we talked about yesterday was that there's a secret actual plan. Okay? So there is another thing that Majestic said. I actually just put this into the video this morning. Okay? And Clea, guys, this is fucking crazy, dude. Do you understand what's happening right now? Does anybody understand what's happening right now? So Clea, in the reports from yesterday, it said that she will be working secretly with Dr. Doom. Okay, but then it says that at some point she's going to learn Dr. Doom's real plan. Real plan. That implies that even Doom's lieutenants, even the people that are just now working with Dr. Doom, he's lying to them. Okay, so that's one aspect of this. That's pretty interesting. But what else is interesting about Sylvie and Clea within the context of the leaks we've been discussing? Remember the female variants of Doom? What did I tell you the female variants of Doom looked like? One of them's in purple. One of them's in green. One of them's in gold. And they all have golden masks. Green could be Sylvie. Purple could be Clea. Gold is interesting. Not really sure what the gold is. Okay, Majestic said I could say this. Yes, he told me, he confirmed that my theory is correct. Let me read what he said here. Okay, we can't say all that, but wow, they're cooking. It's all making sense. And look, I mean, God, I know everybody fucking hates when I get all egotistical and shit, but like, yo. 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 Oh, man. Oh, dude. We got to cook more videos. We got to cook more videos. Oh, you know your boy. Hey, you know that your boy's gonna demand his flowers. I'm knocking on every door. Hello, new rock stars. Hello, yes, I'm Josh. I noticed that you've been referring to the theory that I've had that's now been proven correct, and I was just wondering if you were going to give me my flowers. Hello, Mr. Ryan Arias Screencast. Cute dog, get out of my face. I was just noticing that you've been covering the theory that I popularized on the internet that's now been confirmed, and I'm going to need my flowers. Yeah, that kind of stuff. This is crazy. This is some crazy shit. So anyway, back to the... I'm so discombobulated. I didn't expect him to hit me up like that. Yeah, so, okay, Sylvie discovers truth, turns against Dr. Doom in a fight and is defeated. An emotional twist, Loki forgives Sylvie, understanding the pain and motives behind her action. I think Thor saves her probably, right? Like, doesn't that seem what it is? Dr. Doom completely destroy the TVA. There'll be a death of an Avenger serving as a sacrifice to save Sylvie. That feels like Thor crying, probably, you know? Yeah, this is all pretty wild. Chat, what do you think? Chat, what are we thinking here? What the hell's going on? This is crazy, dude. Oh, baby. I wonder, let me just say, oh my God, I gotta just fucking yap, dude. I just gotta fucking yap about this. Okay. If this is real, can you imagine what it must have been like if the Russo brothers or anybody at Marvel watched those videos I made? Because I have millions of views about this theory. You know what I mean? And we know they monitor that space. Can you imagine if literally last July, well, I don't know when I made the vid, maybe it was a little after July, but can you imagine if they started seeing like literally like then, they were like, this motherfucker, you know? And also too, how crazy is it how many of these other people have lied to me? I wonder if they're being lied to as well, or if they knew they were lying to me. Because a lot of people lied to me about this, and I'm actually so stupid and stubborn that I just didn't believe them. Like, there were moments when I did, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe it's not there, maybe it's not there. But I basically held pretty firm in my belief that this is what they were doing the entire fucking time. Wow, wee-wah. This is some spicy shit, man. VTJ Production says, Gold could be Wanda from the Mind Stone to the Gold Mask, or maybe Red Cloak could be Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I like where your head's at with that, brother. Let's see here. James R. says, 49 months. I called last week that Doom's story would be a lie. He likely destroyed his own universe, maybe to start the incursions and end the multiverse. Yeah, I still think that something like that could be what's going on. But, like, again, I sort of delineate between him being the cause of the destruction, or perhaps in the wake of the destruction, snapping and doing some really desperate, crazy stuff. But, like, it kind of... Recap the theory. Okay. All right. I'll recap it all. I'll recap like what is going on. Okay. So what is going on is that 616 is a lie. 616 is a fake universe, and we knew that, but we didn't know how fake it was. That's essentially the crux of it. So that guy that we saw, who was Tony Stark throughout the Infinity Saga, is a Victor Von Doom variant, meaning his biological father was the father of Victor Von Doom. His biological mother was the mother of Victor Von Doom. At least that's the way that I understand it. There's an adoption route that this could be happening, but there's also, and I don't know that this is exactly what it is, but there's also the possibility that he was literally Doom, and Kang just kind of mapped things around to like try to make him Tony. And that maybe there's more than just the adoption thing going on. But either way you slice it, it's manipulation by He Who Remains. So the guy we thought was Stark was Victor Von Doom, which, by the way, completely explains it. Oh my God, this is going to make that video series pop the fuck off. Oh my God, I can't stop catching dubs. This is unfucking believable. Do you realize how much this is going to push the video series we're working on? Oh my God, this is crazy. So anyway, that Tony Stark was Victor Von Doom. And the thing that's really juicy about this is it explains all these crazy, dark things that happened to Tony. It explains why he was willing to say, we're mad scientists. We have to own this. It was why he created Ultron. It's why he was going to put a suit of armor around the world. Like, the darkness that was in Tony was because he was Victor. That's what it is. And the reason I love this, like the reason that I love this so much, and I've explained why I think this actually helps the character arc of the original Tony Stark, because the debate, right, and this is what Benjamin is saying, is it ruins every single special moment we have with Tony, and I just completely disagree. Although I I agree that many folks will look at it that way from Ben's perspective. But that's why the Russos said they want to challenge the audience, because it's nurture versus nature. We're asking what makes a man. What's in a name? Like, these are deep existential questions. These are questions that humans think about a lot. And so the idea that the greatest hero we ever had was a variant of the greatest villain the multiverse ever had is a head scratcher. It's a mind fuck. And it will make the characters question Tony. And if they have to work with him in Secret Wars, it's going to make them question him a lot. It's going to make him question himself. Now, one of the things that I love about this is sort of an attachment to this theory. I don't know that this is actually what they'll do, but I have a theory that Stark, after Thanos bombs Avengers Tower in Endgame, my theory is that Stark was recruited by Loki to go fight in the Secret War, and then he comes back to be Tony. And so that way, at the end of the movie, when he snaps and says, I am Iron Man, it is a reclaiming of his identity as Iron Man, not because he was born as the son of Howard Stark, but because he lived as Iron Man. He chose to be Iron Man. He met friends. He formed the Avengers. He became a mentor to Peter Parker. All of these different things, the choices, not the nature, not his DNA, but his nurture, his upbringing, and the choices he made, the people he surrounded himself with, those are the things that made him into Iron Man. And so essentially, he will still be Iron Man. But what will happen is after the MCU soft reboot, we'll look back at RDJ's Tony, and we'll be like, like Iron Doom or something. Like we'll call him. We will literally differentiate him from actual Tony Stark. And what that allows two things. That allows for his part here with Doom and his run that he's about to do in these two movies, and maybe more, because there's rumors that Downey is back permanently, that he is Doom for the next 10 years. And the only way that makes sense is if he was always Doom, right? Duh. So what they could be doing is setting up Victor in a really intriguing, interesting way, especially post-reboot when he's actually there and there's an actual Tony Stark. Pretty wild. But it also sets up the next person that becomes Tony to be actual Tony Stark, which is like a really interesting way to get the audience to accept him, despite RDJ's turn. I mean, this is like really smart. From a lot of perspectives, I think this is brilliant. But it will be challenging to the audience. Like, people will have an issue with this. And we'll go through all these same conversations when all the normies catch up. So like in a year from now or whenever it actually comes out, right? Like, we will be the people that are like, oh, actually, dude, us nerds over here, we've been talking about this for like about a year. Let me explain it, you know? Or also, this is terrible. Let me tell you why, you know? Yeah. Is this source trustworthy? I believe the source is trustworthy, yeah. If the multiverse resets after Secret Wars, wouldn't Tony not be any to go back to the moment of Endgame, or will the events just happen and they'll be slightly altered? I think the events will have happened and even be slightly altered, and basically like what will happen is Tony just didn't die. Like, I don't know. That's actually a good question. Or they'll say Tony Stark is back somehow. That's a great question. That I don't fully understand how they would do that, because yeah, if he fights in the Secret Wars and wins and comes back and ends and does Endgame, technically he still needs to do that so that then they get to the point where he can have a future to go to with the Secret War. So maybe that's how they explain it. But it would be a little tough with the reboot coming. The reboot is very strange. Like, the reboot is interesting. We don't know what that means, and we don't know how that's going to happen. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. By the way, I did talk to Rob about this shit. I think he's starting to believe. It's like the moment happens and doesn't happen, but I love the idea. Yeah. Something like that is, yeah, that's possibly what it could be. Absolutely. Sounds like a cold world. I've seen colder. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Doom foreshadowing. That's what I'm saying, is like, dude, he got a little Doom in him. And I love, so there's this line in the Council of Reeds during that run where one of the lead Reeds, he shows our Reed all of the lobotomized Dooms. And our Reed is like, this isn't right. And the guy deadass is like, I know him in a way that none of you do because I have, like, our bloodlines are shared. I have a little Doom in me. And he's deadass, like, he kind of like talks about blood guilt a little bit. And he's like, you don't know what this is like. You don't know him. I have some Doom in me. I got a little Doom in me. And it's like, damn, dude. So, yeah, they have a lot of really awesome elements here that they can cook with for sure. So, maybe RDJ's Doom has a basement full of lobotomized Reeds. That's how he gets soup. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It could be crazy. Could be going crazy for here. Guys, I'm going to chill for like 10 more minutes, then I'm going to get on out here. But I appreciate you guys being here. I didn't really like announce properly probably that we were doing a Thursday stream and whatnot, but it's kind of nice, cozy little chill ass stream here. So I appreciate it. And for those of you that were here, holy shit. Just got a bomb, and I'm looking forward to making some content and some stuff about it. So I'm going to take the rest of the day to play Arc Raiders. I'm going to be honest with you. But clips will go up later. I'll get the new PC. We should be at it tomorrow, regular time, you know, chilling. I don't know exactly what we'll do, but we'll figure something out, have some fun content, and we'll be back at it next week, of course. Josh, I'm so pumped for Doomsday, but I'm concerned we're getting everything we want, and it's actually a little scary when we actually see it. Yeah. I do understand that because there is a part of me that's like, even now, like, what if Majestic's full of shit, right? Like, what if this guy's lying to me? What, you know, but I kind of know where he's getting the info from, so I don't think he's lying. Certainly interesting, yeah. What would you rather see, Council of Reeds, Dooms, or Kangs in Doomsday? Ooh, great question. Hey, by the way, Cool Bear, man, appreciate you. Guys, can I just say, and Benjamin, you're in here too. Guys, I know I joke a lot, but I'm nothing personal about not getting over to the P.O. box, dude. It's just been very, very busy. I should be able to get out there today, hopefully. And I appreciate you guys sending me this stuff. But look, Philip hit me up yesterday and was like, hey, the guys would really appreciate it if you got their shit. And I was like, yeah, you right. And I am sorry. So I'll try to get out there. But it's nothing personal, guys. Just been busy this week. That's all. They may just do it how What If did. They can show Loki coming into the Watcher to recruit Tony. I guess that's possible. I suppose that is possible. This is crazy, dude. This, to me, it has been a wild morning. Phew. They are cooking, dude. I made a bet that if you go this week, I gotta send a full naked picture in the server. What the fuck, dude? What? You guys are so wild, man. What if they're actually in your P.O. box watching the stream so you can pick them up? That'd be kind of adorable. I don't understand who Dude is supposed to face off in Secret Wars. It seems like Kang makes more sense than anyone. So the way I'm understanding it, brother, and they're taking some of the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars comic book from 2015, which I loved, but it's essentially going to be this. So we got to have Earth 616, the X-Men universe, Earth 10005, and then we're going to have 828, which is the Fantastic Four universe, okay? And all of these universes are going to collide at the end of... What the hell is this? Oh, Warhammer Armies of Parade Award Ceremony? All right, yeah, we'll watch that. What the fuck, man? Oh shit! This man is even more into Warhammer than me. I don't know how this happened. Adam, why did you get so into Warhammer, dude? What happened to you? Holy shit! Come get you out of the box. Okay, bud, I'll be right there. What was I talking about before he threw this goddamn link into the chat, dude? That's my cue to leave. We're not even going to talk about it. I'm going to watch it afterwards. Jeez. Have a great day, y'all. What was I talking about? God damn it, Adam. Oh, okay. Nathan's question. Sorry, Nathan. Okay, let me explain it. Okay. Avengers Universe 616, our universe. X-Men universe is 10005, 828, Fantastic Four universe. At the end of the film, all of these universes are going to collide. They're going to explode. A lot of people are going to die. Everything's going to be crushed. At the same time, Doctor Doom will be on the Void fighting to get the power of Loki. Okay? And he's going to win. And he's going to get the power of Loki. And then he's going to take those 3 planets that were all crashed and collapsed, and he's going to use the power of Franklin, the power of Loki's power, and he's literally going to take all 3 of those planets, smash them together to create Battleworld. And what that means is that on Battleworld, you will have the 616 characters like Hulk and She-Hulk and Hulk's son. You will have X-Men characters like the Fox X-Men that we meet in the Doomsday film. And you will have the Fantastic Four, including Sue Storm and Franklin Richards, as the wife and child of God Emperor Doom on Battleworld. Now, what you're asking, though, is who's he going to fight? He's going to fight the remaining Avengers, the Avengers that make it through the collapse of the multiverse and on to Battleworld. This is just like in the Jonathan Hickman John. And so there's going to be some characters that make what is called a raft. And I think Shuri and Reed Richards together are going to create the raft. The raft is a life raft. It is a way to survive the collapse of the multiverse. So then they're going to get, I don't know, probably a dozen, maybe 15 different heroes. Those characters will survive, and those characters will be the ones that start the uprising in Secret Wars. But I think ultimately Reed will probably be the one to confront Doom. And if not, it'll be Tony Stark, which probably makes more sense, to be honest with you, that it's Tony Stark. And so here's my current prediction of this. I think I don't know if it'll be Loki or somebody else, but I predict that somebody in the Secret Wars movie, and this is a wild prediction, I haven't heard anything about this, I'm just kind of like speculating. I predict that they will be able to visit dead universes. That they will be able to go, almost like, you know how Loki was like holding everything together? I almost feel like there's going to be a way to visit these dead universes and to find moments where these heroes were at, pull these heroes out of those dead universes to go fight against Doctor Doom on Battleworld. That's what I think it is, but I could be way off. But yeah, that's the explanation. The original X-Men universe, but not the X-Men universe Monica is in. No, it will be the one that Monica is in, but it will be treated as a version of those Fox X-Men universes that we knew from those movies. It's going to be treated like a version of those that became a utopia. So like the best version of those is what that is. Will we see the Illuminati of 838 again? I believe we will, but it's possible they just get totally cooked in this movie. I'm not really sure. It's also possible that, because Majestic said it was 838, maybe it is 838. Maybe 828 gets bloated up very early in the film. Maybe the opening scene of the movie is Doctor Doom taking Franklin Richards and fucking destroying Reed's universe. That would be pretty wild. There's still a lot we don't know, you know? Where's Spider-Man? Well, Tobey's going to be a part of it in Doomsday. I think Tom will have a very small role in Doomsday. And then Tom will be one of the people that makes it into the Life Raft, and he will have a huge role in Secret Wars. That's what I think it'll be. Yeah, these are good questions, though, dude. This shit's going to be fun, dude. The 838 Illuminati got cooked already. It's true, but they have multiple ways to bring them back. So they have the Time Stone, first of all. So Mordo, using the Time Stone, could literally bring all of them back. On top of that, they do have a Wanda. She's still there. She still has powers. I mean, she makes it back, right? Yeah, there's all sorts of ways that they could bring them back. Where's Galactus? I don't know that Galactus will actually be a part of what they're doing now. You know what I mean? I kind of think, I don't know, it's a tough one. I kind of think Galactus might just be sort of saved for the reboot. Maybe he would show up as a fixture, in Hickman's Secret Wars. He's essentially this colossal statue, a sentinel kind of guarding over, Castle Von Doom. So maybe that's what it is, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to send some DoorDash to the P.O. box so that I can eat. There you go. Do you think we'll still get Toby's being the main in Secret Wars? I don't know. That's a really old rumor, and it kind of feels like that's now going in Doomsday. But I hope Toby's still a big part of Secret Wars, for sure. Yeah. But anyways, again, chat, thank you guys so much, man. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support today. Appreciate you guys. And I'm going to get on out of here. I got some content to work on, but I also got some Arc Raiders to play. So appreciate you guys. More content on the way. Make sure you go watch the main channel video I dropped earlier today. I dropped it at like 11:30. It talks about these dark doom things. Oh my God. And now I have to cook another video about my theory, the other side of this theory being correct. Dude, I got to cook like a 30-minute video to like explain all this shit. This is wild. But again, your boy was on it. This is crazy. Okay. All right already. Everybody. I appreciate you guys. Much love. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh my God, I was right. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. What the hell? What a crazy couple of weeks. Oh boy. Hope you guys are doing well, taking care of yourselves, staying hydrated, getting some exercise, catching some sun. Shit is crazy out there, you know? And I'm not just talking about Marvel, but let's just talk about Marvel, you know? All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do me a favor. Actually make it 2. I'm going to need you to open up your third eye. What the hell? Why is this so loud? That's like a really loud... You got really loud there. I don't like that one. Yeah, do that one. That's good. I like that, yeah. Open up your third eye. And wash out your stinky, stinky butt. Ho!